Rise and Gregors, my name is Tetsyumi, and welcome back to episode 3 of our Terraria 1.4 Thorium Mod playthrough. I am so used to saying Calamity Mod playthrough. It is Thorium. We are playing Thorium. But anyway, gamers, welcome. We finally get a normal intro again, because last episode, episode 2, we started in the middle of a blood moon where a weird, creepy mini-boss spawned in, which was pretty cool. If you haven't seen that episode already, go check it out because it was pretty fun. We went ahead and defeated the King Slime and also the Eye of Cthulhu. And since that episode, I went ahead and explored all of the overworld to my works. I think I had like a little bit of this middle section in here and also just a little bit of the jungle over here missing. But now all that has been explored, and moving on, we are getting straight into it in this episode, and we can actually go ahead and take a look at our episode 3 to-do list here. So we have 3 main things I want to do. The first one here, as you can see, is get stronger. There's one thing in particular that I want to craft, and there's a few things that I want to go and talk to my NPCs about, because Thorium Mod adds in a ton of these new NPCs, and I haven't really talked about or even mentioned them at all, but they seem really cool, and a few of them sell some cool stuff that I want to go ahead and hopefully get in this episode. I say hopefully because I'm still pretty poor. It is the early game of Terraria, so I only have 12 gold to my name, but I think hopefully that should be enough to get everything I want to get. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and take on the Eater of Worlds, and of course, after you take on the Eater of Worlds, you have access to the corruption bar, whatever it's called, Crimtane? Is that what it is? Or that... Is that the... I don't know. Whatever next, like, bar in progression you get, we have access to that, and I wonder if Thorium has any cool crafting recipes with that bar, which I think they do, so we can go ahead and take a look at any more crafting we can do with that. And then finally, the last thing I want to do here is take on the next boss in progression, which is also the next Thorium boss in progression, which is this Queen Jellyfish here, which I'm very excited to fight, because I feel like this is going to be really cool. Apart from, like, Duke Fishron in the ocean over here, there's just, like, little to no reason really to ever go to the ocean, so I'm very glad that we actually have another ocean-centric boss thanks to the Thorium mod now. We are going to go ahead and get straight into it and actually go ahead and start crafting the first thing I want to craft, which is actually going to be a sheath item. So sheaths I didn't know existed. They're actually down here, but a commenter in I think my first Thorium video suggested this, that melee weapons in the Thorium mod are really good because of these sheaths, and looking at the sheaths, I completely understand why. So there's not a whole lot of them. Pretty much the only one I can actually make pre-hard mode is this leather sheath, but then once you get into hard mode, you have a bunch of other options like the writhing sheath, like the leeching sheath, and they all seem really cool. But what the leather sheath here does, and pretty much what all of these sheaths do, just with a slightly different effect, is it said sword strikes critically strike for 1,200% damage if held and not used for 4 seconds, which sounds insane. Basically, I just get like a 1,200% damage multiplier on critical strikes, which is, like, that sounds great. And the rest of these sheaths also have similar effects. Like, I think the next sheath up is this leeching sheath, which is in hard mode because we need Souls of Night. But this is pretty much the same thing. It's you critically strike for 1,000% damage for not used for 3 seconds, but then also you recover 10% of your missing health from that attack. And then it just gets even more crazy. Like, the next sheath up, I think the next sheath up at least, is like 2,000% damage. Then it goes up to like sword strike summon a barrage of void blades. Like, I don't even know what that means, but these sound really cool. My only complaint is that there's not more of them, because like this mechanic seems really cool and powerful. So I figured we can go ahead and craft ourselves that. Especially seeing as we got ourselves the Star Fury at the end of the last episode, we can go ahead and try it out with the Star Fury. Or, what I will most likely end up doing is, when we talk to our NPCs, there's another weapon that I'm probably going to be using instead of the Star Fury. Because if I'm being honest, the Star Fury is kind of duty. Like, you have to click it each time. There's no auto hold, and also it doesn't really work too well underground. And our next boss fight is the Eater of Worlds, which is underground, although I did also make an above ground arena because, like, fighting the Eater of Worlds underground kind of sucks. But here it is. All we need is 3 leather and 4 of any silver bar, and bam, there we go. We got ourselves a leather sheath. So now what I want to do is go ahead and talk to some of these new Thorium NPCs, starting out here with Dimitri, which is like a shoe guy, basically. He just sells a bunch of different shoes, and they do some pretty cool stuff. Like, this one makes your dash reach its peak faster. Like, this one gives you a brief hover when walking off the ground, and these all seem pretty cool, but the one I specifically want to get is, I think, this one. I think I want to buy the drift boost, because what this one does is it slows your descent while falling. So basically it's kind of like a poor man's featherfall potion, and I do have enough money to get it. So I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna do that, and hopefully I don't need to like spend that money on anything else, but it's pretty cool. But also, this guy does one more thing. If you go ahead and press the Shine Shoes button, he gives you a 3-minute buff of Shine Shoes, which increases your movement speed, run acceleration, and jump height. And honestly, like, you can really tell, like, it is a really good buff. So I'm definitely gonna try and put that on for the Eater of Worlds fight. But then moving on here, we got our next NPC, which is Pustule the NPC. Okay, very cool. This guy gives you an enemy repellent for 1 gold, which I'm not going to do because honestly that just seems like a complete waste of money. But this guy sells like kind of zombie related stuff, I guess. He sells these 3 books, which are actually the books that you can get from the like patchwork mini boss in the Blood Moon thing. So we already have like Gravebuster, I'm pretty sure. But he also sells these other 2. Actually, we have the good book too. He also just sells the other single one. And down here, this guy also sells Vicious Mockery, which unfortunately I don't have enough to get because I forgot this was 7 gold. I thought it was only 6 gold. But this is just a really good looking like bard class weapon. It does 26 symphonic damage, which seems really cool. So I definitely want to check that out eventually. But right now we don't have enough money, which is kind of sad. This guy up here, Baki Kum. I don't know if that's how you say it. But again, this guy gives you a Sandstorm for 1 gold, which is a waste of money. No, thank you. But he sells kind of like consumable stuff and like a magic weapon. So like a magic weapon, a yo-yo, a few consumables, some like a thief's wallet, which gives you a little bit more money if you get a kill. This thing, which picking up a throwing item has a 25% chance to duplicate it. Like, this guy just sells kind of random stuff, but also seemingly really good for like kind of just everybody. I'm not gonna buy anything from him though, because the next NPC, this guy up here, Guy the Cook, this is the guy we're gonna go ahead and buy stuff for. So I have never actually pressed supply ingredients, but yeah, I don't have any ingredients in my bag. I think maybe that's like potion materials, or honestly, you know what, hold on. If I give him like, I think I have a burger somewhere. Let me see if I can give this guy a burger. I couldn't find my burger, but I did get an apple, so let's see if an apple counts. It still says I don't have any ingredients. I don't think... That is weird. Okay, I don't exactly know what he takes, but I guess we can figure that out sometime later. But what this guy sells is he sells pretty much just a bunch of good consumable stuff, like restores 50 life, which I think is the same as a lesser healing potion, but it also grants cool effects. Like, this guy grants increased movement speed and minor improvements to all stats. This one does like increased knockback, increased vision, increased life regeneration, like a bunch of cool stuff. But also over here, he sells a fork, a spoon, a knife, and a Spud Bomber, which Spud Bomber is just kind of like crazy. I suppose the cook is quite the craftsman, yeah, like for real. So I guess if I want a range weapon, I can go ahead and do that. But the thing I want to purchase is going to be the knife because it does the most melee damage, and that is what I want to use primarily with this sheath that we bought here. So we can go ahead and buy that. It was only like 1.5 gold, which is really good. But also, I could go ahead and get the giant spoon, you know, only a spoonful. That was a waste of gold for a stupid joke. I'm going to sell it. Alright, but those are all the Thorium NPCs, so we can pretty much forget about those guys. The only other thing I wanted to buy real quick is I want to go over to our Demolitionist man and buy, I guess just, oh my god, I did not realize how expensive that was. Okay, goodbye the rest of my gold. Buy some dynamite so we can cave out a little bit bigger of an area down here so we can go ahead and fight the Eater of Worlds, which we're going to go ahead and do right now. Okay, before we actually go fight the Eater of Worlds, I do want to check out the sheath here, so the actual effects. So first off, I have the kitchen knife. Oh yeah, there we go. So it gives me sheath. Your equipped sheath is ready to strike, but if I switch off of this or if I attack, it... Okay, wait, so it does not go away if you attack. You actually have to hit something, it looks like. That's pretty cool, but if I do switch off, then yeah, it goes away. So alright. Will it work with the mace? Let's see, because the mace is a melee weapon, but it's also like a really strange melee weapon, so maybe it won't work. It looks like it's not working. But if I switch back to like the knife here, 1, 2, 3. Yep, okay, there we go. Okay, so how much damage is this actually going to be doing? 200, you know what? That's insane. No, that's actually insane. For a 19 melee damage weapon, 241, and there we go, we actually get it again. How much does the Star Fury do? 330? Oh my god. I wonder if the DPS of that is kind of enough to like, outclass just regularly, like, hitting it if I'm just keep on, like, consistently clicking, you know what I mean? Here, okay, there's a blue jay right here. No, blue jay, come here. I'm just gonna hit it. I'm just gonna do it. Oh, I'm so close. Come, come on. 30, oh, 39. Okay, so it looks like it has to be a true melee hit. Which, honestly, you know what? I'm not upset about that, because that means that I can consistently be using the Star Fury and then still, like, keep the buff for later if I want to use it on something else. Alright, let's go ahead and blow some of these up. Let's also actually throw a bunch of this TNT down, too, so I can clear out some of this area. Because, honestly, I don't know if I am going to fight the Eater of Worlds down here, because this is just kind of like a terrible area to fight. But I'm going to try, at least, because honestly, I think we're not in the Calamity mod anymore, so it might not be too terrible. This is the last Shadow Orb. I'm probably going to die pretty fast, actually. I didn't realize how unprepared I am for this fight. I have, like, nothing. I have, like, nothing on me. This is actually terrible. I plan to get, like, grenades and stuff for, like, anything, really, that could help me. Use my didgeridoo. Oh, my God, my didgeridoo is doing work. Oh, the didgeridoo is doing darn good work. If I God, that was so... Oh my God, this is not a good episode for my comedic genius. Clearly the Eater of Worlds agreed. Okay, here we go. Let's try it one more time now. Let's actually go up to the surface, because I think we're gonna have much better luck with this fight if we can actually move... Oh, please don't cut me off. That was rude. That was rude and mean of you to do that. Also, all your little minions can fuck off, please. Oh my God, I'm so hurt. I am so hurt already. Oh my goodness. Also, I forgot to buff up. I grabbed myself some buffs. Here we go. Now we're in the real fight. I grabbed myself all the grenades I could buy because I'm very poor. Let's throw all of these right now. He is enraged, which is honestly not too bad. I think we're still fine as long as I can dodge all of the little, like, spurts of whatever that he flings at me, which I'm also not doing a good job of doing. Damn. Of course we get another Blood Moon. I was right about to give the Eater of Worlds another attempt. I just made the arena underground so we don't get clapped above ground like we just did. Naturally it's a Blood Moon. I'll be damned if we lose to the Eater of Worlds one more time. I mean, it's the Eater of Worlds. Come on, easy boss. Easy boss. I'm a god gamer. Let's go ahead and craft ourselves up a worm food here. Take some of these buffs. And also, you guys can see in my inventory, I grabbed myself the Furious Gravebuster item because as far as I know, it has infinite pierce. So I'm pretty sure that would be insane against a worm enemy. So let's go ahead and spawn it and make sure I'm zoomed out. Now, here we go. Good, you spawned in actually a good area. And yeah, it looks like it does have infinite pierce, so oh my God, perfect. Yeah, clump up like that. Let me just like, oh, let me rail you. Pause. Alright, but you know what, this fight is actually going to be pretty easy. So while we're doing it, I guess I can go ahead and tell you guys a little bit of a story. Not really a story, just as much as like it's my life and I'm out of things to talk about. So basically, for the past few days, I would say me and my roommate have been ordering out for food. I say past few days. It's happened twice so far this week, which already is way more than I ever, like, order out or eat out because I am so... I'm stingy with money, to say the least. Like, I just never order out usually unless I, like... Unless it's, like, a special occasion or I just really want a particular food. So I never order out usually. So it's kind of rare for me to do that. But I have been getting a place called Wingstop, which is just, like... Oh my God, if you want wings, bro, Wingstop is the go. When they get their orders right, they're the go. They're so good. And the last time we got it, they like loaded me and my roommate up with food. We got like extra of everything. They just loaded us up, which was amazing. But the problem is, and I don't think it's a problem with Wingstop. Let me get this out of the way first. It's not a problem with Wingstop, but the problem in itself is that it's fried chicken, right? And I had a little bit of a stomach ache. I had a bit of a tummy ache, and I was so brave about it. So unfortunately, I had a bit of a tummy ache. I ate fried chicken, which is, you know, not the best thing for a stomach ache, because fried chicken. And you know, I went to sleep that night, and it was a little bit hard for me to get to sleep because of the stomach ache, the tummy ache. But I still did it. I went to sleep, and it was alright. I still have a little bit of a stomach ache today, because that was last night. But here's the thing. Tonight for dinner, guess what I made? I made fried chicken. I made more fried chicken because I love fried chicken. Also, we defeated the Eater of Worlds. Hell yeah. Like, thank God. If we had to go into, like, a third match of that, I would have actually cried myself to sleep. Let's go ahead and open up the treasure bag also. 3, 2, 1, bam. Oh, actually, we did get something for the healer class. Okay. Not gonna be able to use this because, again, I'm not playing with friends. But you know what? Since we're done with that fight, TLDR of the whole story, I ate something previously that upset my stomach for some reason. And then I had fried chicken, which probably didn't help. And then I just made more fried chicken tonight, which also is probably not gonna help. But you know what? I love fried chicken, so we're just gonna rock with it. But there we go. Enough of me rambling. We did it. We got ourselves some Demonite ore. We got ourselves some Shadow Scale. We can go ahead and make up a whole bunch of this Demonite bar. And also we can go ahead and see what this actually makes, because look at this. There is a ton of stuff here. So obviously we got like the Shadow Scale helmet and stuff. There's all this stuff like Gestures Masks. This is symphonic damage. So okay, I could use this for the Bard class. We got like an Ebonwood Tambourine. That's really cool. There's a whole bunch of stuff to make. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this a little bit more in-depth off camera. And then let's go ahead and craft as much of this stuff as we can craft, and then we can go ahead and go into the next fight, and also probably the final thing we're going to do for this episode, which is going to be the Queen Jellyfish over here. And let's see, if there it is. Okay, here's one of piece, the Tambourine, and then we can upgrade this into, here we go, the Ebonwood Tambourine. Only does 15 damage, but let's see what it says. Throw a piercing ebony tambourine. Right-click to jingle the thrown tambourine at the cost of 2 inspiration, and it says movement speed and jump height 1. So I don't really know what that means, but let's go ahead and see. Oh, I can throw... Oh, wow! Hold on, it's like a throwing weapon. That's really cool. But then I can do something else. Right-click to jingle the thrown tambourine at the cost of 2 inspiration. Is right-clicking... Oh, I see! Oh, I have to unhold. I was holding down left mouse to do it. So can I just do it? I can't do it while it's not in my inventory. I don't know how strong that's gonna be. It does use a lot of inspiration up, I will say, but that seems really cool. Ooh, we got a meteorite to land too. Okay, that's pretty cool. Actually, that's great timing because I also did just upgrade to the Nightmare Pickaxe so that I can actually go ahead and mine Hellstone and meteorite with that. Actually, I don't know if I could have mined meteorite before with just the sandstone stuff. Honestly, I probably could have. But either way, that's pretty cool. Right now, though, I am just going and setting up a little arena for the Queen Jellyfish fight. Although I realized that if I actually go down here, I made myself like a mini graveyard biome with how much I died in the ocean. So I gotta go ahead and clean up all these gravestones. I think we are finally ready to go ahead and take on our next Thorium boss, the Queen Jellyfish. As you guys can see, I made... just a really basic 2 platforms. Like, it's honestly nothing. I hope this is gonna be enough. I have never seen this boss. I've never fought this boss. I don't know what it's actually gonna be like, but honestly, the last Thorium boss, the Grand Thunderbird, which I guess was also the first boss, technically, it was really not hard at all. So I'm not expecting this one to be too much of a challenge, especially because, like, it's only right after the Eater of Worlds. But I guess we'll see. I mean, my plan is pretty much just gonna be probably the Tambourine and then maybe the Gravebuster if I can even, like, get that to work. But let's go ahead and just spawn this thing in. Take my buffs, and here we go. 3, 2, 1, spawn it in. Where is it gonna be? So it's over here. It is flying. Okay. So the running theory before I even got in this fight was that it was gonna be similar to, like, the Queen Slime. And it looks like that's pretty accurate so far. These jellyfish, though, they're like heat-seeking missiles over here. This is actually crazy. Yeah, I definitely want to take these guys out first. Let's go ahead and do that. And now I can go ahead and use the tambourine a little bit here. Try and use like the bonus effect here. Go ahead and hit it a few times. It's honestly pretty powerful. It's not getting great damage because I feel like I'm running away from the boss instead of like running towards it. Oh, okay, hold on. Here's something different. Yeah, it's spawning in a new minion now, and these minions are shooting bubbles at me. Oh, wait, hold on. What's it doing? Oh, it's doing something different now. It's shooting... Was it shooting jellyfish at me? It was shooting a different kind of jellyfish. What are those tentacles doing, bro? They're trying to... they're trying to give me a hug. Okay, I'm guessing Oh, God, no. I'm guessing I don't want to get hit by that. What? Why is... What? No, why is the jellyfish no longer after me? Okay, damn. That's oh, no. It's probably because it turned nighttime, isn't it? Because you can only fight this boss during the day. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Let's go ahead and wait for morning, and we'll give it one more attempt. Are you kidding me? Another? But what did I do to deserve this? No. No! Are you... What? No, goblins, I'm ignoring you. I'll probably end up doing that off camera. I want to fight the queen jellyfish. Let's go ahead and do it. Again, buff up. Let's do this. This time we should win. Hey, and there we go. And, oh, did we get an NPC from that too? Nice. Okay. So I will say, that fight was a lot better than I originally thought it was. I wouldn't say it was particularly, like, hard or anything, but it was pretty fun. I think it did just drag on, like, a little bit too long, though, but that also might just be because I was using, like, I'm using a 15 damage weapon that's also has a bad, like, modifier on it that was a drop from the first boss in the game, so that probably all doesn't really help too much. But I will say, that was pretty fun. I think, honestly, though, that boss fight could use, like, some kind of, like, maybe dash towards the player or something like that, because it just felt kind of slow. Like, there was a lot of enemies and stuff you had to dodge, so, like, it wasn't really, like, it wasn't like it wasn't interesting or fun. It was just, like, kind of... I guess just slow. It was just a little bit slow, but I do think it was fun. That was a great fight, and we actually managed to get the dub. So let's go ahead and open up the treasure bag while I ignore all of these goblins. 3, 2, 1, bam. What did we get? First off, we got some torches, which is always hype and cool and fun to get. We got pink gel. We got Jelly Pond Wand, a 21 magic damage weapon. Sends out an aquatic orb that summons jellyfish. Hold on, what? Yo, whoa! And what is this debuff it's giving? Hold on, what is this? It doesn't say anything about a debuff, but, like, look, there's something above their heads. I don't know what debuff that is. That's so cool. And it does pierce, too. It does pierce, but it looks like whenever the sort of orb it shoots lands on the ground, that's when the swarm of jellyfish comes up. That is really cool. Yeah, that is awesome. I'm actually looking forward to using this weapon. Okay, cool. And what else we get? We got the Quick Sea Breeze Pendant. Wearers of this pendant shall not fear the depths. Increases your breath by 50% and grants the ability to swim. Increases your damage by 10% when you're wet. Okay, that's pretty cool. I don't know how useful that is specifically, just because I also have this thing, which allows me to swim and breathe underwater. But again, you know what? That's pretty cool. I wonder if that has more drops. Maybe I'll farm that a little bit off camera. But with that being said, gamers, that is all the time I have for this episode today. So I'm going to go ahead and finish clearing out the goblin army, I guess. Probably off camera, but I mean, like, you guys can see how easily I'm, like, destroying these guys. So it's really not much of a challenge. But yeah, gamers, like the video, like, subscribe if you liked it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like and tune in for episode 4, where we just do some more stuff. I don't know, I haven't thought of our plan for next episode, but we do have another Thorium boss that we can go ahead and defeat, so we'll probably do that. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. Like I said, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I will see you gamers in the next one. Peace.